So it's Wednesday today. Normally during the midweek of the market week, that's when you can see some decent opportunities. So right now, let's get started on the DXY. So first of all, we've been forecasting a potential stop hunt of these equal lows to take price at least to the minimum demand level that you can see to the left. This is a valid demand level since it broke out with momentum and it took out some previous highs. So I was expecting a rejection of this level, take out the equal lows, and at least a rally towards this level where multiple scenarios could happen. Either we could get a decline back down to the previous low on the DXY, or a retest of this trend line if we get a stop hunt of this resistance level here. So right now, since there's multiple scenarios, let's see what's going to happen next. So if we start to map out our structure, see what's actually happened. So again, we now have the stop hunt of the equal lows on the 1 hour time frame. We can see that price broke at the equal lows. We can now remove this. And now price has developed into a larger expanding pattern. So what can we see on this expanding pattern? We can see that price has approached our level of interest, which is this zone. Within this zone is where we could expect a reversal. So how did price approach this zone? You need to ask the question, how did price approach it? Did it approach it in an impulsive manner or a corrective manner? It was impulsive in the beginning and then price slowed down. So this is telling you a message from the market that price could potentially reverse from this level. So we have a nice level of compression, a third tap of this outer structure on the smaller time frames, which is in confluence with a third tap of this expanding pattern. Now I'm expecting, just because of this compression, a rejection of this level here, which should be in confluence with a stop hunt of both to take us back down to minimum down here. Again, if price continues to rally, which is unlikely, but it's still a probability, we could expect at least a test of this level, which will be in confluence with a stop hunt of the previous resistance. So again, dollar is looking pretty interesting for a sell-off. So let's look at the next market on the list. So CAD yen, we've been forecasting this for a while. If we just look on the daily time frame, price has broken out this larger structure, it's broken out this structure and this structure. What's happening outside is very, very important, since once you can mark out a level just above a trend line, then you know that prices are likely to depreciate back inside the pattern. So if we go to the 4 hour time frame, can we find any patterns? So first of all, the schematics here is telling me that there's been an impulsive breakout of the previous highs and now it's slowed down. If we go to the 1 hour time frame, we can see that price has broken down with some momentum, but not really too convincingly. We do have a tilted flag, which is likely to depreciate price further south. We also have a stop hunt of this level here, and now we're expecting a potential decline if we get a stop hunt of this equal high resistance. So again, we've got the large bearish flag, which has broken back inside both patterns, both structures. It's now formed a clean flag, and now we're expecting some sort of a decline. Now that we have some compression outside the flag, we know that price is likely to depreciate. If we can tap a level that I've marked out here, which is in confluence with the equal highs, then we can see price decline further south. Long-term targets for CAD would be the outer structure of the pattern. So this could be a potential good trade. I'm already in around this level here, just above the equal highs. I'm expecting a second entry once we take out these equal highs. So if we just remove this just to make it a little bit clearer. It's looking much more sharper. So we've got equal highs and we've got a nice compression on the smaller time frame. On the 1 hour has broken to the downside, but it's made an extension of the same pattern, forming the same schematic but on the smaller time frame. So I'll be looking to get involved somewhere around this level here to take out the equal highs and take price down, back down to new lows. Since this is a intraday trade, I'm not looking to hold it long term. I'll be looking to take profit around 80% off the table and further south to obviously the long-term target, which is all the way down there to the outer structure of the pattern. So that is CAD yen. It's looking really interesting. It's at a point of interest, and there's lots and lots of room to the downside. Next on the list is Euro USD. Before we move into Euro USD, there is some fundamentals to look at. So I've read through it, and what really took my eye was the fact at the very bottom there's a few snippets about Euro buyers, but this was clear. Euro buyers should have the edge because although markets are excited about the US economy reviving, long-term effects may cause inflation. So I'm just taking snippets from fundamentals and I'm using it with my technicals. Again, I'm a 95% technical trader, and with fundamentals I take 5% with a pinch of salt. So okay, we've got Euro USD for a potential rally. If we zoom out on Euro USD, what can we see on Euro USD? Okay, we can see that price is currently in an uptrend. We've got a tap here, a second tap here. Now we're expecting new highs. If we go to the 4-hour time frame, we can see that price rallied with momentum and it took out the previous highs on the 1 hour. Within that zone, once it's taken out the high, you know that price is going to eventually retest this level. So anything in between, whether it's new highs and new lows, is really irrelevant until price approaches this level over here. Normally there's compression, and we did have the compression, as you can see over here. You can expect a strong rally to take out the previous high of the main pattern. There's a 90% probability that price will retest these highs and take them out. So again, what we can do, just to take it one step further, if we go onto the 1 hour time frame now, we can see that this was the most previous relevant high based on the larger move. If we take the schematics behind this, just drag over here, and we do the same schematic on a relevant piece of price action, what can we see? We can start to decipher the pattern. This is why the bars retail tool is really, really important. You can really start to see the characteristics of the same schematic on different time frames and different structure. So what have we got here? If we stretch it out a bit, you can see it looks a little bit similar. Oh, a little bit too much there. We do that again. Okay, that's perfect. So we'll start with the largest schematic that's in play right now with the Euro USD. What's the rules? So first of all, we've got a demand level. The demand level, if we zoom in now, it's very, very important. We have the structure break, as you can see here. We've got a structure break and a strong momentum. Anything in between is irrelevant until price approaches the previous main move that made the new high. Normally what happens after that is once price does approach that level, you would see some sort of a reversal pattern. Normally in this case, or my favorite case, is a compression pattern. So price is compressing and we now have a strong rally, and I'm expecting price to retest this level here to take out the highs of the main pattern. So if we look at the current schematic on this time frame, also something I forgot to point out is there's always a low here, a strong low that is taken out by the compression. Again, we can see it here. We can see the strong low over here. We can see the demand level there on the smaller time frame, and also a structure break, a relevant structure break, which is this level here. So the same schematic is happening. Also, what's happening is very important towards the demand level. What have we got? We have the compression pattern. Again, I can't really make this up. It's something that normally happens on every single currency pair, but with the wrong characteristics. So this schematic on the smaller scale is almost identical to what happened previously on the larger scale. So if we look at the current price action, what can we see? We can see a demand level here. And we can see the compression. We can see the main low that's been taken out. And we can also see the highs that's been taken out. So there's one high here. And there's another high over here. Now the reason there's two highs and there's two demand levels is that you need to be prepared for multiple scenarios. If I just had one plan A and it hits stop loss for whatever reason, and then I come back the next day and it's basically up here, then that means I never forecasted more than one scenario. So I'm expecting a strong rally to take out these highs, to take out these highs, the previous main high of the structure pattern, or plan B, which would be a further decline towards this demand level that took at this high. So there's two demand levels. This one here took at this high, and this lower demand level took at the previous high here. So there's plan A and there's plan B. So I'm forecasting two scenarios on Euro USD, either plan A or plan B, and I'm prepared and mentally, psychologically prepared for a stop here if plan A fails. So it's fine if I lose 1R when I know in the next trade I could potentially make 10, 20 with a tight 1 to 5 minute stop loss. So that's Euro USD. It's looking really interesting for a long. Next on the list is Euro Pound. Okay. Euro Pound, I'm just going to walk you through the loss that I took, which is fine. Okay. So again, I've been forecasting a strong rally on Euro Pound following the stop hunt of the larger equal low double bottom. We now have the compression. So I'm expecting a strong rally eventually to at least these highs here. If we go to the 4-hour time frame, again, we can see some compression. There's a larger compression pattern in place, so this is going to break out eventually. So I'll walk you through it. I saw some compression. I saw the two equal highs here on the smaller time frame and a strong momentum. Following the strong momentum, there was also a level here, this blue level here that I've spotted on the lower time frame, which was the main rally that took out the previous high. So I set my order right there with a take profit of up here, and I was looking to bank around 80% on the start of the pattern. So around somewhere like this. Hold on. I was looking to bank 80% around here, which is 7-0, which is fine, and then the remaining 20% I'll hold it long term. Obviously that never occurred. In fact, it took me out, which is fine. Lesson learned, there's always lessons, and I didn't really update structure. Had I updated structure and saw this, and I saw a rally up here and then a strong decline after this candle here, this piece of information will tell me that price is likely to retest the previous low and potentially a trend line tap. So had I updated a pattern, this is what happens when you're not in sync. You're not going to see structure. You're going to see structure differently. I wasn't in sync. I just set the order, set and forget, and I wasn't monitoring it every hour. Sequences. I took a stop here, which is perfectly fine. So I never updated a pattern. I've had these levels here marked out for a while. So there's one level here, and an outer structure here. So right now, in terms of getting involved, let's see what's happening now. Again, you need to update the structure. So now I can see something different. Now I can see a potential bullish wedge pattern. So I've missed the main move, it's fine. So two things can happen. Either we can get nice strong structure break, of this level here, since we've got a downtrend, a small correction on the smaller time frame, and then a new low. So this is the previous structure. If we can get a break of this small high, then I'll be looking to get involved on the move that took out the equal high somewhere there. I need to look to the left, look for my level, then I'll be looking to get involved. And this could be a long-term trade. So that's one forecast, one scenario. Again, price could just completely take out these lows, form an equal low scenario. If I get that, I will definitely set my order at a level that I've got here. Then I'll be looking to get involved. That's one scenario. Next scenario would be if price was to just continue trickling its way down and then at least test the outer structure of the main pattern and some levels here. Then we can look to get involved. So on the 4-hour time frame, price is in the middle of no man's land, so I'd rather take the trade down here. However, if the schematics and the information is telling me that it's going to reverse from the middle of this pattern, then I'll take it, which is fine. But this is a higher probability trade. This is a good, valid trade. But because we have, you know, a lot of compression and then a larger compression bullish pattern in the middle, price doesn't always have to go to the perfect scenario. When you have a perfect mindset, you're going to miss a lot of trades. Hence why I'm forecasting all the possible scenarios to make sure I'm in the trade eventually, even if that means taking one loss before, you know, I get in the right trend. So that's euro pound. It's looking pretty decent. Just need to wait until there's further confirmation. Next on the list is Aussie yen. Aussie yen, okay, Aussie yen. So if we go to the daily time frame, we can see that price has extended. It's really compressed and tiring out. It's taken out these highs on the, I'm sure I had a level here that has been tapped. So you see this high here, it's broken just a little bit above, and above this high here, there's some liquidity, there's some supply level, some piece of information that's telling us that price could drop from there. On the 4-hour time frame, oh, here we go, that's the level I marked out. So on the 4-hour time frame, we've got the level that got tapped, which is in confluence with a third tap, 1, 2, and 3 stop hunt. On the 1-hour time frame, I'm expecting price to decline to at least this previous low, since there's a high probability, a good 80-90% chance that once we break this compression pattern to the downside, there's a good 80-90% chance of price depreciating rapidly to down there. So I was currently anticipating a stop hunt of these equal lows, as you can see, and my order would have been here just above, which is in confluence with a supply level and also a third tap of the outer structure pattern. Also, I do like the large flag. There's strong momentum, close back inside as stop hunt, and then a continuation to the downside. Now we didn't get that, which is fine. This is why we forecast more than one scenario. So now we've got a break of structure. So now that we have break of structure, I can expect some sort of a correction. And I'll look for the same schematic. Again, either a flag or a stop hunt of a double top. As long as it's equal highs, then I'll be looking to get involved. And I'll look for the same schematic around the potential break of this trend line. Look for previous highs, wait for a stop hunt, and then a decline. So I'm expecting a small correction on the smaller time frames where I'll be looking to get involved on Aussie yen. And now it's looking, sellers are buying in. Because I've missed my first trade, it's fine. There's always a train around the corner. This is why I'd never feel, I don't fear missing out on trades, because there's always more than one scenario if you're forecasting multiple scenarios. So this is Aussie yen. Be now for a potential sell-off. Next on the list is GBP AUD. So GBP AUD, again, we forecasted a stop hunt above this trend line with a level that we had marked out here, and a decline back to this level. So we've got the stop hunt, we've got the level that got tapped on the 1 hour time frame. This was the level, tap to the T, which is perfect. Now if you never got involved, there's always a second opportunity. So again, I'll look for the same schematic. We've got some equal highs. This is a quasi-model pattern. We've got the left shoulder, the head, and a right shoulder that's about to get stopped out, especially with equal highs. So now I'm expecting a decline within this zone over here to take price back down to new lows. So this is pound Aussie, keeping it really, really simple for a sell-off. And really it's just a big extension pattern of this larger wedge in play. This larger wedge has broken to the downside, not really with much conviction, but it has formed an expanding compression pattern. And I do like this pattern. It works really, really well. With pound Aussie, we've got momentum and then compression. Nice compression towards our target. Now we're expecting a sell-off around here. So this is looking like a really good trade. I'm definitely going to get involved. I'll be setting my orders really, really soon on pound Aussie. And that's it for today, guys. I think Bruno wanted me to analyze pound USD real quick. Okay, Euro USD, I've done that. Let me look at pound Euro USD real quick. So let me see what I've got for cable. No worries, Bruno, I've got you. So pound USD. If it just decides to come up, where is pound USD? That's weird. GBP USD. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Lovely. So yes, we forecasted a, remember that we had some levels marked out here. Following the flag, bullish momentum, a stop hunt of this level here. We now have the stop hunt, and now we've got some commitment to the downside. So price has broken this trend line. I'm expecting price to really decline on the 1 hour time frame. Again, we don't have to go to 1.4 if price is telling us that it's coming down to at least this pattern. So again, we've got this head and shoulder, this tilted head and shoulder. It broke to the downside, retested the level, the supply level, and now it's continued going south. So with pound USD, in terms of getting an entry right now, even though I know it's coming down, there's less now unless we get some sort of a stop hunt of this level. And I can look for an entry. Once we get a stop hunt, then I'll be looking to get involved. So pound USD is looking like it's ready to basically drop. It's looking pretty interesting. If we just map out this trend line, this could be another. Here we go. This is looking much better now. So this trend is looking really interesting. So again, we've got a potential, let me take this off, a potential forecast for a stop hunt to get involved at that level. This is irrelevant now. This, we can just take it away. So this is a scenario here, a stop hunt of this level. Doesn't always have to be like that. Sometimes you can expect price to, yes, take out the highs, and then it could go back down to take out the highs again. And if we get that, it's fine if you're prepared that you'll have some sort of a plan in place. So maybe it can form a larger flag before it drops. So there's multiple scenarios. So that's, plan A, plan B. Plan C would be if price just completely drops from A, which would be a good idea as well. Good scenario. Nice strong break below this trend line, and then we can look for the same schematic, look for some sort of a compression, and then get involved in a stop hunt or a third type of the trend line to take us back down to the previous structure. So this is GBP USD is looking ready for now, but I'm still waiting for further confirmation. So that's, I'm going to put that on my list. That's looking pretty decent. So that's it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.